Joestradamus, though. So this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of predictions because we'll be extending this as we get a little bit closer to the regular season because we're going into preseason now. A lot of things can happen. All right, a lot of things can happen. So I mean, just like Kyle Shanahan said, I can't even guarantee who will be alive by Sunday. So I don't know, man. So a lot of things can happen between now and the start of the season. But let's go ahead and hop into it. I'm picking the Rams record at 12-5. I feel like that feels real. I think that we got a little bit of the SEC vibes in the NFC West, where all regular season we're going to kind of beat each other up a little bit, and then once we get to the postseason, then we will take it out to other people and beat them up. So hopefully that the Rams are just the ones that come out on top of that. But I do feel 12-5 is pretty real, especially we got 6 very tough games just in division. Out of division games, we also got like the Bucks, the Packers, the Ravens. So there's some tough games in there for sure. But I think a 12-5 record seems very real. Let's see here. I'm going to select the Rams placing first place in the NFC West. And I don't think that that's too much of a stretch. Even with the loss of Cam Akers, I do believe that the Rams are just the most well-rounded team. We aren't the deepest team for sure. We have spots where we're extremely deep, like wide receiver. We're deep at corner. We're deep along the defensive line, but there are other spots that we're not as deep at. We're a little bit top-heavy at. Maybe running back, you could say that. I would say quarterback we're top-heavy at. So the depth is not there all the way around, but if you look at our starters across the board, I feel like we're the most complete team in this division. So I have the Rams finishing first in the NFC West. As far as the NFC, I have the Rams finishing second. And that is really just because the NFC is absolutely loaded. Not only do the Rams need to get out of their own division, but they've also got some very strong competition in the NFC. The Bucks, the Packers. Some of you guys may disagree with those selections. I mean, Bucks just won the Super Bowl, bring back all 22. The Green Bay Packers, I mean, we can comment about the Rodgers offseason storylines, all we want to. But, I mean, it turns out that Schefter just kind of made some of that up, and like dropping that on draft day was him just kind of being a little bit of a jerkwad a little bit. And so he just wanted a story, and the timing of it was rude. He shifted all the focus away from the draft, and he didn't need to. It's not like something happened and like kind of was the catalyst of the story. It's just like, oh no, it was just a gathering knowledge over time, but you release it on draft day. I don't know. I think that stuff was a little bit blown out of proportion, honestly. But I do anticipate this being the final year for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. So what does that mean? That means they'll probably be a pretty good team this year. All right. Chances are Rodgers is probably going to come in here and do a pretty good job. But those are both options to take the top seed along with the Rams. But I'm going to go ahead and say 2 for the Rams just to give it an average. We got 3 teams that are really like fighting for that top seed there. You got the Bucks, you got the Rams, you got the Packers. So I'm just going to go 2 because it feels safe. I could say 1 if I want to. I could also say 3 if I want to. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with 2 still. Let's go ahead and get into some statistical predictions here for Joestradamus. For passing, I'm going to say that Matthew Stafford puts up 35 TDs and 15 interceptions, so above that 1-2 or the 2-to-1 ratio. Looking pretty good there. I have him at 49-30 passing yards, all right? But I do want to let it be known that it's only 70 short of a 5K season. That's just one Robert Woods bomb from a 5K season. Could he become the first Rams quarterback to hit 5K passing in a season in his first year as a Ram? Very possible. Very possible. I'm going 49-30, though, because I just feel like that feels real. That feels real to me. 5K also seems realistic. So drop your predictions, too. You guys feel free to comment. Tell me I'm a genius. Tell me I'm an absolute moron. Tell me your predictions, all right? Rushing the football, I'm going to say that Hendo gets 8 TDs on the ground for 950 yards. Hendo had an amazing season last year. He started super awesome. He was playing great. We didn't need to put in Cam Akers, but we had him, so we could, and we did, and it went well. But it's not like Henderson was playing bad. If you look at Pro Football Focus, he was the #1 rated running back for the first 8 weeks of the season. And then we had like the luxury of being able to add in Cam Akers to that. So Hendo is awesome. The only reason I'm going to put him at 950 is because I think that we do see a pretty heavy rotation. We not only need Hendo now for 17 games in the regular season, we're going to need him for a couple in the playoffs too. All right. So I think that we'll kind of rein him back in just a little bit on certain occasions where he'll only be getting, the 15 carries. But also, I mean, we got Xavier Jones, who's getting hyped up right now, and I think will get in a decent amount as a rotational running back. So Hendo with the 8 touchdowns, 950, I feel like that's right in line, but we do need to keep him healthy throughout the season. So it's not just going to be run him, let him get 1,900 rushing yards and just go crazy. It's like, let's save him. Let's make sure that he's fresh for the postseason run. And receiving, I'm just going to give you guys 2 receivers here. That's going to be Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. For Woods, I've got 8 touchdowns and 1,000 yards, just ballparking 1,000. I think that he'll get over 1,000. And with Cooper Kupp, I'm putting him at 11 TDs and 1,000 yards, just over that 1,000-yard mark. Both Kupp and Woods got extremely close to 1,000 receiving yards last year. They both ended in the 900s, but they did fall short, of course. And with the quarterback who's just a little bit more willing to launch that puppy deep, I think that we can push those numbers to above the 1,000-yard mark. I think that both Bobby Trees and Cooper Kupp, I think that they can both hit that. Like, I think they'll both be floating in like the 11 to 12 range as far as receiving. But I do have Kupp getting more touchdowns here, simply because I think that connection with Stafford is real. I think that that is a real thing, and I think that this could be Kupp's best season as a pro thus far, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and give the MVP this year of the Rams to Matthew Stafford. It makes total sense. I think that early on, Rams fans especially will be able to tell a legitimate difference in the quarterback play, and I think that we'll see that translate onto the production on the football field. I think that we'll see it. We'll be able to feel it. You know what I mean? Like watching Jared Goff for the last 5 years, we'll be able to feel a difference in that quarterback spot. I think Matthew Stafford's our MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, going Cooper Kupp. He seems to already be one of Stafford's favorite targets. I think it would be pretty cool to see Cooper Kupp. I think we'll see some really good stuff from him this year, and he gets talked about a little bit more than Robert Woods does. I think they're both like. Cooper Kupp does get hyped, and I've said it before, that I think that he gets hyped like the right amount. I think that he's just rated. I think Robert Woods is underrated, but Cooper Kupp he's just rated. You know what I mean? He's just right in line. I think he's rated pretty accurately, but I think it'd still be really cool to see him pull that one off. And we're getting those sick toe tap highlights every single day out of practice. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. I mean, I think he's still mad at how the Rams' most recent game went against the Green Bay Packers. I think that he's angry about that, all right? So I think that we're going to see a pretty awesome Aaron Donald. He looks like he's still, he's in great shape. I don't think he's ever not going to be in great shape. He could probably play football at 85. I have no idea. He's 30 now. So I think Aaron Donald, I don't think that there's any reason to think that he's going to have a bad year. I just think that the way that the Rams season ended last year with him being injured in that Green Bay Packers game, in a game that was actually pretty close, I think that he's going to go on a little bit of a tear this year. I'm feeling real good about Donald's abilities this season. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Jacob Harris. I think that he ends up with the most playing time of any of the offensive rookies that we have. I know Tutu Atwell's a popular pick here, but he's also, our 5th best wide receiver right now? So I think that Jacob Harris just gets in there a little bit more. He's going to be probably just behind Tyler Higbee. We're getting comments about Johnny Munt, of course, but I think that Jacob Harris will be in that slot there. So, and he also has the versatility to play outside. So I think that we'll just see him on the field more than we'll see any other Rams rookie. And so for that reason, I think that he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is a tough one for me, guys. There's a lot of defensive rookies on this squad this year that I really like, but I'm gonna say Ernest Jones. He could really break his way into being a pretty heavy participant for the Rams, especially at that linebacker spot. That is a spot that is a little bit easier to break into, considering where the other guys are at. So like Robert Rochelle, who I'm a big fan of, he's going to stay behind Darius Williams and Jalen Ramsey. We look at Bobby Brown. He's not going to get above Aaron Donald, and he also looks like he's probably behind A'Shaun Robinson right now. He might be behind others. So I think that competition alone, I think that Ernest Jones has the best chance to really break in and be a pretty big participant there. But I'll give you guys my breakout players too, 1 offense, 1 defense. I'm going to say Tyler Higbee on offense. I don't think he's necessarily broken out yet. I know he had that amazing stretch late season just a couple years ago where he just went off a little bit, but he doesn't even have 1,000 career receiving yards yet. So I think that Tyler Higbee is a candidate to absolutely break out and become that tight end. You know what I mean? Because if I was given the choice, personally, if I had 2 guys sitting in front of me, one's Tyler Higbee, one's Gerald Everett, I might go Gerald Everett there. So based on that, based on what we've already seen, and now what we've learned in training camp in Matthew Stafford's connection with him, I think that it's very real that Tyler Higbee could become a more important part of this offense than he has been in the past years. But I think tight end is going to be a big one for the Rams. We know from his Detroit days that Stafford does like his tight ends. So I think that Higbee and Harris, there's room for both of them to eat on this offense, even though we've got a whole bunch of weapons, buttload of wide receivers out here. So I think that, but I'm still going to put Higbee in there. And then on my defensive side, I'm putting Kenny Young. I'm a Kenny Young fan. I'm here for Kenny Young. I've got his back for sure. I know that there's some people out there that are like, Kenny Young's going to get cut. I don't see it. I think that he improved so much last year that I would be absolutely surprised if he got cut. I think that he's going to be an impact player for us this year. And then just two guys that I just wanted to let you guys know to soak it in while we have them, guys, because it's very real. These are the last year's Rams players. And this is just kind of a public service announcement. Just enjoy while we have Andrew Whitworth and Darius Williams. Those are my two guys right now who I truly believe are entering their final year as Rams players. So that's all. Just soak it in a little bit. Let's go ahead and hop. Did you know that all the best Rams fans are the ones that watch all the way to the end? You guys are absolute champions. Thank you guys so much for being here. Absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much. So if you guys haven't already, subscribe on this side. This is where you're going to push that button. And if you guys liked this clip, you'll probably like the whole thing. So just watch it right here. Peace. Go Rams.